Rory, because you didn't play last weekend, not playing this weekend, is your training any different to the rest of the players?
No, not at all. I had a big session Friday morning while everyone else was sleeping, getting ready for a game, and then basically after that I'm just back into the normal routine with the rest of the guys. So it was a very sharp session I had, one-on-one with Matty Bode, so I'm feeling good.
For a lot of players it can be a timely thing because of just general soreness or whatever. Was that like that for you, or did you feel that your body needed a rest?
Definitely not. I would have much rather played. But I think that's probably as much as this bye is probably a bit of an adjustment for some guys. It's probably going to help us out a lot. There are a few guys that are probably a bit sore coming towards the end of the season, so it gives some guys a great chance to freshen up and really get ready for a big first final.
Did you put your hand up to run around the twos this week?
I tried, but Pikey wouldn't let me, I don't think.
It wasn't the result you wanted last week. Do you feel like you let the team down a little bit not being out there?
Do I?
Do you feel like you let the team down a little bit by not being out there?
No, not at all. It was obviously just, as you said, not the result we wanted. And when we didn't quite play up to the standard of footy we have been throughout the year. So we haven't really seen us play like that this year. So it was good to get it out of the way before the serious stuff happens.
What did you sort of identify, obviously sitting up in the coach's box last Friday night compared to obviously being on the field? What did you sort of see that sort of high view of the game?
You see everything, and the game's so easy from up there, and that's probably why I think the camera panned to me a couple of times. I probably looked a bit frustrated at times, which I couldn't help. But that's probably the one thing you learn is you feel incredibly helpless up there, and especially as a player, you'd want to be out there trying to change the momentum of the game. And there's certain moves you can try and make as coaches. And that's probably another thing I learned as well is how calm our coaches stayed up there, and their ability to pick up what's happening and to make adjustments. But I certainly felt helpless.
Were there things in terms of the game style that you could notice that obviously the Eagles got over the Crows that night? Yeah,
definitely. And I think some of that's we've reported on already. I think they definitely touched us up in the contest stuff, around the ball, and then they definitely outworked us. I think they ran a bit harder and definitely used the ball much better than what we did.
Did you offer any advice to the other coaches?
No way. I was too scared, so no, I wouldn't do that. Not yet.
Did you actually ask to play in the twos?
Nah, not at all. I'd love to play. I just want to play football, and at the moment, I think I'm probably bouncing off the walls a bit. Don, just having a chat to him before, is trying to keep me calm, and got to make sure I don't burn too much energy.
What do you think about having the bye before the finals?
As I mentioned before, it'll be great for some guys to freshen up and really feel cherry ripe coming into a first final.
Is it strange coming up against a team that maybe has some internal divisions with 4 players told they're not going to be there next year?
No, not at all for us. I mean, it certainly won't change the way we will play and the way we want to respond from the West Coast game last week. So as we do, we just control what we can control, and we want to come back out and play the style of footy we've been playing most of the year.
How exciting is it to be playing a final at Adelaide Oval for the first time?
Yeah, it'll be huge for us. I mean, crowd numbers we get throughout the year have been unbelievable, and our supporters have been awesome. So I'm presuming it's probably going to be a record crowd. Saturday night game, it's going to be packed there. So it'll certainly be massive for us.
It was suggested that after the loss, all the players made a pact that they would just move on and have a positive attitude and be happy team again. Has that been working?
Yeah, I think it was really easy for me to come in Monday with a positive mind frame because I wasn't carrying the effects from a game still. But I think a couple of guys were probably a bit flat Monday, but certainly today and yesterday, guys have moved on, and we've got a couple of big footy sessions we'll have this week, and I expect there to be a lot of energy out there, and guys will be pretty excited because it's a really good feeling this time of year coming into finals.
Does the week off give you a bit of extra confidence that you might be able to defy the odds coming out of the not being in the top 4 and be able to win the play from there?
Look, I mean, Hawthorn won the flag last year and they played 4 games. Yeah, they were in the top 4, but I mean, you just got to control what you control. We win 4 games in a row, and you can win a flag, and it starts with North Melbourne this weekend.
So do you guys have a training session on Saturday, or is it basically the players are given 4 days off after today?
Can I read that? Whose phone? I'm just joking.
So do you guys have 4 days off, or do you have a training session Saturday to keep match fit and stuff like that?
No, we've got a couple of sessions, one today and probably one Friday. But then we'll head out and watch the SANFL play their first final as well and support them.
You reckon finishing 5th might have worked to your advantage? I mean, you take on the Kangaroos and then, I mean, either Sydney and GWS, teams that you've beaten, as opposed to, you know, Geelong, Hawthorn and the Eagles potentially?
Yeah, I think we've lost to Geelong and Hawthorn, the only teams in the top 8 I think we've lost to. So, look, we're certainly, and West Coast, but we beat them as well throughout the year. So, I was certainly confident that when we play our best footy, it'll stand up against anyone. And look, it would have been nice, obviously, finishing the top 4, and we sort of blew that chance. But yeah, absolutely, we move on now, and we've got North to face in a couple of weeks, and that'll be massive. And as I said, we've got to respond from last week's game, and once we win that one, then you look to keep going from there.
Is there such thing as a softer side of the finals draw?
No, absolutely not. I mean, finals footy, it always steps up another notch, and I mean, you look at the way North started this year, when they had a full strength side, they're very, very dangerous, and their midfield's very strong. They've got some big boys that run through that midfield, and I think we all know finals footy is basically contested footy as well, and I think that's probably one thing that they're very good at, North.
You said you didn't offer Don any advice, you're too scared for that, but what did you tell the players after the game? You said you were upbeat, but while they were flat, what did you offer them in terms of support?
Oh, no, obviously players hurt after the game. No one likes losing, so I just made sure I was there for all the boys after the game.
How does this side compare to last year's final side?
Probably a little bit more mature in terms of games played, bit of experience. I think it was probably great. We got to experience finals last year and a win and a loss there. But look, as I've mentioned throughout the year, the environment Pikey's created around here is a really positive one, and has created a lot of belief in the playing group. So we'll certainly carry that belief into this upcoming weeks.
If 4 players, if Tomo and a few of the older blokes got told they weren't playing before the end of round 23, what effect do you think that would have on the Crows playing group?
I'm not sure really at all. Yeah, I mean, those guys are. Well, Tomo's. I've got no idea how to answer. It's just hypothetical.
In reference to the North Melbourne guys, like what effect do you think axing 4 veterans before a final series would have? What would it do for your mindset if you learned that 4 of your senior players weren't playing? Oh,
I mean, you'd want to keep winning for them, absolutely. And I presume those North Melbourne boys are going to be very hungry to win a first final, and it's certainly going to be a challenge for us. But we're going in with the same mindset, and that's to win.